next song is by a guy named Pink Anderson. Pink Anderson was a guy who used to do the old medicine shows back at the turn of the century. And he started doing these things when he was a kid. He was basically a teenager. Maybe he was like even 14 when he started. And he was playing with this guy named Dooley, was his name as far as I know. And they were a duo, they were a comedy duo. And what they used to do, the way the medicine shows worked, is you would get these acts, and they would start to play, and they would do a few songs, and then the doctor would come out, or you'd say his doctor, and he would start selling his snake oil. And there wasn't any sort of laws against, or an FDA or something that could say, hey, you can't put this in there. So a lot of times they would put stuff notoriously horrible in there and would probably cause more damage than it helped. But so what happened was they would travel in caravans, and the ones who did better would travel by train, and they would have all these acts line up, and the acts would sing a few songs, do some comedy skits, and then in between, the medicine guy would come out there, the doctor, and sell his tincture and sell his snake oil, and the acts were basically designed to sell the product. And what's interesting about that is when that stuff started falling out of favor, when radio came in. And when radio came in, they basically started the same thing, and that's where you get TV commercials from. That's that whole thing. They just kind of shifted over to radio and then later on to TV. So Pink Anderson was one of these guys that used to do this, and these medicine shows. And when that all dried up, he sort of went away for quite a long time, and then back in the 60s, when this music started getting popular again, people started looking for the old 78 records. Someone found him and started recording him, and he did 2 records. He did a really great blues record, and he did one of just the medicine show songs. One's called Medicine Man, one's called Blues Song. This is one of his blues songs. It's called Meet Me in the Bottom.
Bring my hat and shoes, Lord and Mama, great God Almighty, meet me in the bottom and bring my hat and shoes. I gotta go and I ain't got no time to lose. The woman I love, her name is Willie Mae, Lord and Mama, great God Almighty. The woman I love, her name is Willie Mae. The woman I hate, I see her every day. Bring my hat and shoes, Lord and Mama, great God Almighty, me